because it is an odd time and we did it in a short notice. We are supposed to do this session on 4th day, but we are doing it on the 8th day. And I'm so happy that most of you are regularly filling the tracker and doing most of the health tasks. And I can see that there are certain difficulties in continuing some starting some tasks or continuing some tasks. So I would like to address any kind of question or any difficulty which we are facing while doing these tasks. That is the main motto of this today's meet. So if you have any questions, shoot away right now. Apart from that, Giri garu?
Yeah. Questions from me? Okay.
Yeah.
One question possibly from me. There are some tasks like eye cleaning, which is like in the health tracker, which is like on almost 5 times throughout the day.
No. Eye cleaning is not 5 times. Eye cleaning is only once in the morning.
Okay.
And eye care is there 5 times a day.
Eye care. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that, I mean, even though I see the necessity of having it, but throughout our daily routine, especially working people, working from home, people like me, it is like keeping that in mind and keeping that consciously doing it is becoming somewhat difficult.
Okay.
So that is one.
Shall I address this question right now? You want to ask more?
That is one, and I mean there is another thing also, like other one is like spiritual prayers. I have not been doing it, and I'm not used to do it also.
Okay.
So is it really mandatory to have this included in the task?
Okay, I'll address both the questions, and meanwhile, if you have more questions, I will also address them. You can just make a note of all the questions you want to ask.
Yeah, those two right now.
Yeah, first thing is we all do agree that we need to take care of our eyes, right?
Yes.
So there should be some kind of system in which, particularly for people who are sitting before the computer for a lengthy period of time, we definitely need to do some kind of eye care. Here, we all know that whole day continuously eyes will work. Even if you are not looking at the system, when you are looking at the system, they will work more intensely. But even while you are just sitting like that, watching a TV or just speaking with others, continuously our eyes will work. As I told you earlier, there are around 137 million cells in the retina, just the retina. So much of activity is happening continuously in our eyes. So I think there should be no doubt in the fact that we have to take care of our eyes. So the only question is how to make it the whole thing is in a easier way, so that it will not be very difficult or or sometimes because it is difficult we need not skip or something like that. So the way is to simply one easiest thing which we can do is palming. Palming is just rubbing our hands like this, then covering our both eyes with the palms, with our palms, just like this. See,
warm palms basically.
Warm palms. But this should not touch your eyeball. This part should touch this your eyebrow. This part should touch this part, but this eyeball should not be touched. You can make a cup like thing and close your eyes without touching your eyeball. Okay. And after doing that, even after closing your eyes with your hands like this, even if you try to do it right now, if you close, you will see that there is there is no complete darkness. Still, there are some sparks of lights, some colors, something is visible. If you can just try it now and see, if you cover your both eyes, even then, complete darkness is not visible, not felt. So what we have to do is visualize complete darkness, pitch black. Try to visualize complete darkness. Try to just send away the light things and all. Just visualize complete darkness. So when there is complete darkness, there will be rest for your eyes. So that is the only thing you need to do in between, intermittently. Whenever you can do, you can just visualize. Just cover your eyes with your hands and see that there is complete darkness before your eyes. That is the only thing you have to do to protect your eyes. When you have time, you can do a little simple eye exercises, but mostly all you have to do is cover your eyes. And yes, you might get what we say, you might not remember doing this. So for that, you can put alarm or reminder, or you can install certain software. There are some apps or softwares on the laptop also. On my MacBook, I used to have a software called Timeout. So when you install and predetermined time intervals, it will just make your screen blank. So then you will remember that, oh, I have to do this. I have to take care of my eyes, and just I will also worry about my, just look at my posture. I'll stretch my back. Otherwise, I will just stand up, stretch my body, and again I'll sit back. So like that, you can just install some app or some reminder or something like that, which will remind you, and only 1 minute, not more than that. So that should not be very difficult, if particularly for people like you who spend more time, extended periods of time before a computer. So doing all the eye exercises or washing the eyes every 40 minutes or 20 minutes is not necessary. Just covering your eyes and 1 minute complete darkness, that should be more than enough to take care of your eyes. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see the necessity anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, this is one good tip, like, covering the eyes and,
Yes.
seeing darkness for one. And even Dr. Rajni also told me like a few tips, like, having, writing something on air with with eyes, basically eyeballs, doing some exercises like that. But, these things doesn't happen regularly because we tend to forget or, lose the track, basically.
Yes. So I think you have to install some app or some software in your computer which will remind you.
Okay.
That is one thing. The second question about the spiritual practices. So, like, spiritual, exactly doesn't mean that you have to become a God-fearing bhakt or something like that. So the idea is, already, you are practicing what Ganeshji taught us,
Right.
being aware of our self and being aware of our body. So people call the same thing as meditation or dhyana. Or
But dhyana is separate again. In the tracker, I see dhyana and
yeah, meditation
spiritual
is there.
prayers
Meditation is there.
separate.
So I have included that because some people have this habit of doing some puja or even agnihotra.
Right.
So
Okay. Okay.
is just they take one cow dung cake and simply just burn it with the help of 1 spoon of cow's ghee and few pieces of rice. That is to purify the environment and strengthen the, remove all the toxins and microorganisms from the environment. That also is a spiritual practice. That is, I'm not suggesting any kind of spiritual practice. If at all you have that habit, you can continue it, and it is not mandatory also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So I think I have answered both your questions. And if anyone else is having any other question, I will address the question. So, Atta, నీకేమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయా అత్త? చేయడంలో ఏమైనా డిఫికల్టీ ఉన్నదా?
లేదు, అయితే నేను అడిగాను, నెక్లెస్
Ah, ah. Neck exercises, all the videos will be sent regularly. Specific exercises. If you want any specific exercise for any specific disease, for example, for thyroid or diabetes or any other specific problem, you can just ask Dr. Sushila or put it in the main group that I need exercises for this particular problem, or you can ask your health coach. They will guide you. They will tell you how to do exercises. They will send a video for your specific health problem. Yeah, yeah, she will send it. Yes. ఓకే. వెంకీ గారు, గాయత్రి దేవి గారు,
హలో
అండ్
అండి.
హలో అండి వెంకీ గారు. సో హౌ ఇస్ ఇట్ గోయింగ్?
మేము కొంచెం అంటే టైం జోన్ ప్రకారంగా లేట్గా ఉన్నాము. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం అన్ని సమకూర్చుకోవడం కూడా కొంచెం లేట్గా స్టార్ట్ అయింది మాది.
అవును.
ఎట్టిల్ ఆయిల్, తర్వాత కొన్ని
Yeah.
రిఫర్లు చూడడం, ఇవన్నీ అంటే ఇండియా స్టోర్స్ దగ్గర మేము ఇక్కడ లండన్ లో ఉంటున్నాం కదా, మేము ఉన్న ప్లేస్ లో ఉండకపోవడం వల్ల
ఓకే.
లాస్ట్ వీకెండ్ అన్ని తెచ్చుకున్నాం కొన్ని ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో. సో
ఓకే.
ఓవరాల్ గా ట్రాకర్ గానీ ఫాలో అవడము ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ ఒక వీకెండ్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అయిందని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు అనమాట.
ఓకే.
సో స్టార్ట్ చేసాము. కొన్ని లైక్ బ్రీత్ ప్యాటర్న్స్ అవన్నీ చెప్పారు. అంటే ఓన్లీ మన బ్రీత్ ప్యాటర్న్ ఎలా ఉందనేది గమనించాలా, లేకపోతే స్పెసిఫిక్ ఏమైనా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలా, అదొక క్వశ్చన్.
ఓకే.
దాంతో పాటు పోస్చర్ అవి కూడా చెప్పారు. అవి స్పెసిఫిక్ గా అంటే మనం ఎలా కూర్చుంటున్నాము అది మాత్రమే మనం గమనించాలంటారా, లేకపోతే స్పెసిఫిక్ గా ఫాలో అవ్వాలా, అదొకటి.
I'll answer both the questions.
Okay.
Okay. First question is regarding, the second one is about the posture. The first one is
breath pattern.
Breath pattern. Yes, sorry. So breath pattern, breathing, normally what happens is whenever we are doing some intense work or some intense physical activity, so to concentrate more on it, we sometimes hold our breath, or sometimes breath becomes very shallow and we breathe, a respiratory rate becomes higher and higher. We tend to increase the number of times we inhale and exhale, and the breath will be very shallow. These things happen particularly when we are stressed, we want to achieve more, we have less time, we are anxious, we are tensed. All these things will alter our breath pattern. Not only the depth of breathing, it will also alter the rhythm. Sometimes it will be fast, sometimes it will be slow. There will be lack of rhythm and depth in the breathing. So in between, or we can just create our own breath check triggers, like whenever you sit at your desk, or when you are switching off your car engine or switching it on, many times you can just remind yourself to check your breath, whether you are doing a deep breath through your nose, or you are doing in a shallow breath, that too with your mouth, and whether the rhythm is there or not. And if you feel that the breath is not so deep, then instantly you can just spend 2 minutes or 3 minutes to make the breath very, very deep. You can take a deep breath and slowly exhale. And every time you, whenever you are consciously practicing it, you can see that the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale, and you should try to outperform yourself. Like if if you're practicing pranayam today, and while you're inhaling you're counting some 6 or 7, tomorrow you can count 8, after 2 days you can count 9. Like that, slowly you should increase the length of your inhale and exhale. And whenever you are checking your breath pattern, and if you feel that the length of inhale and exhale are short, you can increase it, and you can consciously do it at least 5 to 10 times a day. If you can do that, that will help in so many ways. And regarding the posture, so we tend to sit in one particular posture or stand in one particular posture and spend more than 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes continuously for 3 hours we sit in a chair without moving, maybe because of work. So we need to just remind ourselves that we are if the body is continuously in one particular posture, maybe muscles all they get rigid, and you have to stretch your muscles, make them more flexible, and you need to change your posture. If you're sitting like this, I am just bending forward, so actual right posture is sitting straight. So unconsciously, slowly I will bend over a period of time. So immediately, maybe after 45 minutes, I have to check how is my posture, see whether the angle between my thighs and my trunk, it should be 90 or more than 90 is also okay. Angle at the knee joint, it can be 90 or more than 90, but not less than 90. So that we need to be conscious. And after a continuous period of time, at least 45 minutes, you are sitting in the same posture, then change the posture. If you are sitting, stand. If you are standing, sit. If you are straining yourself too much, lie down on the floor or bed for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Like that, you can change the posture and see, observe if any one joint or a group of joints in your body are feeling rigid. If they are rigid, then we have to make it a bit more relaxed, so that we can try. So that's it. That is about observing our posture and taking care of spinal care and all. So is it
ఓకే,
clear or
థ్యాంక్స్ అండి. యా క్లియర్ అండి. గిరి గారు అడిగిన క్వశ్చన్ ఐ కేర్ గురించి ఉండింది, బట్ మీరు ఆల్రెడీ అడ్రస్ చేశారు. సో
yeah,
దట్ ఈస్ గుడ్ థింగ్.
okay. So Bhavani garu, do you have any question regarding the health trackers and tasks which you are performing? Like,
నేను అన్ని చేస్తున్నానండి.
okay, okay,
కొంచెం నీ పెయిన్ అది ఉంటుంది, కొన్ని
Oh.
వజ్రాసన అలాంటివి చేయటం లేదు.
okay, okay, okay.
మిగతావన్నీ దాదాపుగా అన్ని చేస్తున్నాను.
Wonderful, wonderful. So
కానీ మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మాత్రం నిద్ర పట్టేస్తుంది. నైట్ నిద్ర లేట్ గా పట్టేది ఇప్పుడు కొద్దిగా బెటర్ అయింది, కానీ మెడిటేషన్ కోసం కూర్చున్నప్పుడు మాత్రం బాగా నిద్ర వచ్చేస్తుంది.
అవునా?
ఆ టైంలో
మెడిటేషన్ కన్నా ముందు
సరిగ్గా చేయలేక.
మెడిటేషన్ కన్నా ముందు ప్రాణాయామం చేస్తున్నారా?
ప్రాణాయామం ఒక్కొక్కసారి అంటే ముందు ప్రాణాయామం చేసేసి తర్వాత మెడిటేషన్ తర్వాత ఎప్పుడో చేస్తున్నాను. మార్నింగ్ టైం కుదరట్లేదు, కొంచెం అడ్జస్ట్ చేసుకోమన్నారు రజనీ గారు.
పర్వాలేదు, మీరు అంటే ఎప్పుడైనా సరే, అంటే మార్నింగ్ అయినా సరే, ఈవినింగ్ అయినా సరే, లేకపోతే మధ్యాహ్నం ఎప్పుడు మెడిటేషన్ చేసినా దానికన్నా ముందు కొద్దిగా ప్రాణాయామం చేసి మెడిటేషన్ చేస్తే ఇంకొంచెం ఫోకస్ అనేది పెరుగుతుంది. సో ఇంకా బెటర్ గా మీరు మెడిటేషన్ చేయగలుగుతారు.
సూర్య నమస్కారాలు కూడా చేస్తున్నాను, కానీ అంత కరెక్ట్ గా పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా చేయలేకపోతున్నాను.
ఓకే, అది గ్రాడ్యువల్ గా ప్రాక్టీస్ వచ్చేస్తుందండి, ఏం పర్వాలేదు. ఆయిల్ రాసుకొని చేస్తే ఇంకొంచెం ఫ్లెక్సిబుల్ గా అవుతుంది బాడీ.
ఆయిల్ రాసుకుంటున్నాను, అవన్నీ చేస్తున్నాను.
అండ్ మీకు మెడిటేషన్ లో నిద్ర వస్తుంది అనుకుంటే, మెడిటేషన్ టైంలో కాన్షియస్ గా బ్రెత్ ని హోల్డ్ చేసే ప్రయత్నం చేయండి, గాలిని బంధించే ప్రయత్నం చేయండి. అట్లా చేయడం ద్వారా మైండ్ ఫోకస్ పెరుగుతుంది అనమాట. ఈ దేనిపైన అయితే మనం ధ్యానం చేస్తున్నామో ఆ పైనే మన మైండ్ అలా స్థిరంగా ఉండేలాగా మనకి అవకాశం వస్తుంది.
గాలి పీల్చి హోల్డ్ చేసి వదులుతూ ఉండడమా?
ఎక్కువసేపు హోల్డ్ చేయండి, ఇంకా నా వల్ల కాదు అన్నంత సేపు హోల్డ్ చేయండి మెడిటేషన్ చేసినప్పుడు. ఓకే,
హలో.
యా
భవానీ గారు, కాలు నొప్పి, మోకాళ్ళు నొప్పి అని చెప్పారు కదా, మోకాళ్ళు ఎక్సర్సైజెస్ పోస్ట్ చేశాం కదా, అవి చూసారా అండి?
చూసాను, చేస్తున్నాను. అవి
చేస్తున్నారా?
యాక్చువల్ గా నాకు మోకాల కన్నా కొంచెం కింద పెయిన్ ఉంటుంది. మోకాల కన్నా కొంచెం కింద ఒక 4-5 వేళ్ళు కింద అక్కడ పెయిన్.
4 ఇంచెస్ కింద.
4 ఇంచెస్ కింద.
ఓకే ఓకే. అది ఏంటంటే అక్కడ చాలా టెండాన్స్, లిగమెంట్స్ అవన్నీ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట, ఎందుకంటే అది కాంప్లెక్స్ జాయింట్ కదా, అందువల్ల కొంచెం ఎక్కువ స్ట్రెయిన్ అవుతుంది అన్నమాట, బరువు అది ఎక్కువ పడడం వల్ల.
కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ గా నడిచిన అలా ఏం చేసినప్పుడు అక్కడ పెయిన్ వస్తుంది.
డైట్ లో మాత్రం కంపల్సరీ మిల్లెట్స్ ఎక్కువ తీసుకోండి, దాని వల్ల కాల్షియం అది మంచిగా పెరుగుతుంది. అదిను తర్వాత మన గ్రూప్ లో మనం కాల్షియం, ఐరన్, జింక్ ఇవి లిస్ట్ పోస్ట్ చేసాము. అవి ఒకసారి చూసుకొని చేస్తే మీకు బోన్ డెన్సిటీ, మజిల్ డెన్సిటీ పెరుగుతుంది అనమాట. అప్పుడు అంటే ఇలాంటి నొప్పులన్నీ కొంచెం అంటే మస్కులర్ స్ట్రెంథనింగ్ కూడా అయ్యి ప్లస్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ అయ్యి ప్లస్ ప్రాణాయామం కూడా చేస్తే అన్ని కలిపి మీకు మంచి రిజల్ట్ వస్తుంది. ఓకేనా అండి?
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay. So apart from doing pranayam and meditation, we can also practice this thing called silence. So I spoke a little about silence in our workshop, Your Health in Your Hands workshop. I would like to introduce about it again one more time. So see if you can practice it you can just spend 10 minutes of your time on trying this particular thing, and this will give you wonderful results. So, thing is, we always continuously think about so many things, and a human mind on an average in a day thinks there will be more than 50 to 60,000 thoughts in one single day. And when I say practicing silence, it's not just staying silent, not speaking with others. Even if you are reading a book, you are in a conversation with your author, you are listening to music or watching TV, even if you're closing your eyes and just staying still, even then you are not silent, because there is an internal chatter, internal conversation going on within yourself because of these thoughts. So when I say silence, practice of silence, I am referring to a state where there is absolutely no thought. You are just suspending your mind in a vacuum, shunya sthiti, where there is no thought, absolutely thoughtless state. So how do we do that? Let us try to I will just give you a small technique and just see if it is working with you. For the next 1 week, you can practice this particular silence technique, and you just tell me how you feel after practicing it for 1 week. So here is the technique. When we want to stay in a state where there are no thoughts, we all know that it is very, very difficult, because even if we forcefully we try to control our thoughts, it is not possible. It is absolutely not possible to control the stream of thoughts. In fact, thoughts, we can't even differentiate between one and another. Continuously, just like a stream of river, continuously the thoughts flow. And another thing is, we develop a small thought into a bigger thought. For example, I feel a little discomfort in my lower back. Then I think about it. Why is my back aching? Doctor told me that it is a serious problem, and he asked me for an MRI. I went for an MRI, and MRI shows that there is a problem in the disc, and doctor is suggesting that I have to go for surgery. And also doctor says that surgery is complicated. Sometimes it becomes very risky, and if such thing happens, what happens to my wife, my kids? And like, just from a small thought, like it says there is a small discomfort in my lower back, I went to the complication of surgery. Within no time, within a span of 2-3 seconds, I have developed this thought. So this we are doing because continuously we are concerned about our own life, and we want to change ourselves. We are really concerned about ourselves. So these thoughts continuously, they disturb our mind, and what happens is we lose a lot of energy just by thinking and thinking. So all we have to do is practice this shunya sthiti for only 10 minutes a day. And here what we have to do is just imagine, if these thoughts are not about you, imagine you are watching Kaun Banega Crorepati, and some person won a prize money of 10 crores. Will you think about, Arey, he got 10 crores, how will he get the money? Will the organizers send him a check or DD, or will they make a bank transfer? Will they cut the TDS? Where will he invest? whether in real estate or mutual funds or share market, or will he lend the money, who will be his nominee. All those things we will not think about, all those things, because it is not our life, it is someone else's life. Or just you are watching a movie or something like that, watching news, and you came to know that someone died. So will you think about, hey, he died, what happens to his wife, his kids, his their studies, where are they studying, will they be able to pay the fees, what happens to his wife, will she remarry, or how will she get her daughters married, and is he having any insurance policy, where are the documents, all those things. He will not worry about all those things, because it is someone else's life. But when it comes to our own life, even the smallest thought will disturb us most, and we will get involved. So the key here is to get detached from these thoughts, as if these thoughts which we are getting are not our thoughts. We are a third party observer. We are just observing those thoughts, and while observing, we need to examine these thoughts. How do we examine these thoughts? For example, if you classify all the thoughts, 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day, whatever we get, different kinds of thoughts we get. But if you classify, you will see that there are majorly two different kinds of thoughts. One group of thoughts which are, we can say, happy thoughts, which will make us happy, excited, feeling blissful, joyful, all kinds of happy thoughts. And then there is a second group of thoughts which will make us unhappy, whether anger, fear, irritation, or anything, unhappy thoughts. So pleasant thoughts, unpleasant thoughts, we can say pleasant thoughts and unpleasant thoughts. And again, if you look deeper, you will see that these thoughts, either they belong to the past or they belong to the future. So we have happy thoughts and unhappy thoughts, and past. And in the happy thoughts, again, maybe we remember some things from the past and we feel happy, or we anticipate some things in the future and we feel happy. We remember some things from the past and we feel unhappy, or we anticipate some things in the future and we feel unhappy. So mostly these thoughts, nothing more than that. And maybe some miscellaneous thoughts, some thoughts in the present, like I'm listening to some sound or something like that, some miscellaneous thoughts. But major part of these thoughts, they can be divided into happy and unhappy thoughts, and future and past thoughts. So when imagine yourself, you are standing at a toll gate. At a toll gate, each vehicle is coming. They will collect some fee, or they will just check some check post. They will check the vehicle and send it away. Check the vehicle and send it away. That's all. With detachment, the person who is working at the check post, he will work. In the same way, if you are at your mental check post and each thought is coming, and you just examine whether the thought is a pleasant thought or unpleasant thought, whether the thought belongs to past or future. So only this thing, pleasant or unpleasant, past or future, next thought. You just examine and send the thought away. You will welcome the next thought, pleasant or unpleasant, happy, future or past, next thought, pleasant or unpleasant, future or past, next thought, pleasant or unpleasant, future or past, next thought. If you just get detached from those thoughts, whether even if they are happy thoughts, you are not just getting attached to those thoughts, you are not indulging in those thoughts, you are just letting them pass away. Just examine them and let them go, and you are welcoming another thought. You are just examining these thoughts, you are not even welcoming, you are just watching those thoughts detachedly. What happens? Slowly there will be a gap between these thoughts, one thought and another thought. Previously they were coming like a continuous flow of a river. Now you will see there is a gap between one thought and another thought. So in between whatever gap you are finding, this gap is the thoughtless state. This gap is the silent state, the shunya sthiti, which I am speaking about. So initially when you sit for 10 minutes, maybe you will be able to practice this silence for only 10 seconds or 5 seconds. That is okay. It happens. With your determination, with your sankalpa, you can increase this gap between two thoughts. With your sheer determination, you will not forcefully stop. You will, with just sheer determination, you are slowly increasing the gap between these thoughts. And if you practice like this slowly, day by day, if you regularly practice this slowly, what happens? Maybe within a week of practice, When you sit for 10 minutes, you might experience a thoughtless state of 2 minutes. That is possible. People have practiced it and they have told us that yes, we could see that there is a thoughtless state for 2 minutes continuously, or maybe half minute like that. So this is something which you can do it easily if you do it continuously in a disciplined way. And the other thing is, you have to do it in a particular place in a particular time every day, so that you can easily go into that shunya sthiti. If you choose early morning, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever time, when you will not get disturbed by anyone else, the phone calls or other people, family members, nobody is disturbing you in that particular time, and in a place where you can sit in a pleasant way, choose that place, choose the time, and do it every day in the same time and same place. Unlike meditation you can do every moment, you can meditate upon some particular thing, but silence I want you to practice in a particular time, in a particular place every day. So what happens if you slowly start experiencing this thoughtless state? So this thoughtless state will give you enough energy, enough focus, so that you will be able to whenever you do meditation or pranayam or whatever work you are doing, you will be able to do with more focus. In fact, I can say you will achieve razor sharp focus. Undivided attention can be given to one particular thing whole day. That focus can be sustained if you can just practice this silence for 10 minutes a day in the morning. So you can just try it for next 1 week, and just give us a feedback how do you feel after practicing this thoughtless state. That if you have any questions regarding this thing, I can take. Otherwise, I will also want to tell you about Gayatri Garu. No problem, Andy. This whole session is getting recorded and it will be
okay.
uploaded to YouTube, and we will send you the link in the group. Okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you. యాక్చువల్లీ నేనైతే బాగా ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తున్నా అండి ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్.
Oh, great. Andy.
చాలా మోటివేషన్ వచ్చేసింది డే 1 నుంచి. మేబీ మధ్యలో ఒక 1 డే మిస్ చేశాను, బట్ అండ్ ఐఎమ్ ఫాలోయింగ్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద థింగ్స్, లైక్ ఆ టాస్క్స్ అన్ని. అంటే మార్నింగ్ లేవడం, నైట్ పడుకోవడం, అది ఒక్కటి తీసి పక్కన పెడితే, అండ్ రెస్ట్ ఆల్ లైక్ న్యాచురల్ వే ఆఫ్ బాతింగ్ అండ్ ఆయిల్, అంటే ఆయిల్ అప్లై చేయటం, బ్రషింగ్, అది అంతా కూడా, అండ్ యోగా అండ్ ద ఫుడ్ కన్స్యూమింగ్ అంతా కూడా బాగుంది. సో దెర్ ఇస్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్. నాకు ఎప్పుడు సైనస్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉండేది కదండి, అది చాలా రెడ్యూస్ అయిపోయింది. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ అండ్ థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ టు యూ ఆల్.
వండర్ఫుల్ అండి. సో నైస్.
శ్రీను కూడా మీటింగ్ లో ఉన్నారండి, మీతో సెపరేట్ గా కాల్ చేసి మాట్లాడతానని చెప్పమన్నారు.
ఓకే.
అండ్ నిన్న మేడం డాక్టర్ సుశీల గారు ఒక వీడియో పంపించారు కదండి, అది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశాను ఈరోజు. ఐ వాంట్ టు థ్యాంక్ హెర్ ఆల్సో.
Yeah, Sushila is here. She is listening.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome అండి, welcome.
మళ్ళీ వీడియో రికార్డ్ అయింది కాబట్టి నేను అగైన్ విల్ టేక్
it. Yeah, it is getting recorded and will be uploaded.
Okay, thank you.
So if you have any questions regarding practice of silence, so we actually want you to be more aware of your body, more aware of your thoughts, your desires, your thoughts and expectations. We want you to see what is happening in your mind. We want you to observe whether the desires you're getting, your thoughts you're getting, your expectations, they are being guided by the right knowledge, or whether you're getting all those things from different inputs you are getting from outside, preconditions which may or may not be right. So this should be practiced always. But practice of silence is a separate thing, where we are asking you to give complete rest to your mind and put it in a state of vacuum or shunya sthiti, where there is absolutely no thought. So that is what we are asking you to experience. So I can't tell you how it will feel, only you have to experience it. I hope you all will practice this from tomorrow. And apart from that, there is also one more thing which you can practice. It is called non-judgment. Non-judgment is something which is very, very powerful, but again, it is also difficult in the initial stage. Just like practicing silence, or just like practicing meditation, it will be difficult in the initial stages, but if you have that persistence, determination, power, and discipline to practice it regularly every day, it will be very easy. The thing is, we tend to analyze and pass a judgment always, continuously. If something happens, we will ask why this thing has happened, why me, why did, why only me, why now, why is this person speaking like this, did I no, no, did I hurt his feelings, or have I done something to make him speak like this, or why am I getting this fever now, stomach ache now, what did I eat yesterday, or something like that. Some analysis continuously happens in our mind, and we always analyze things, analyze people, analyze events, analyze ourselves, and judge. We pass a judgment. So I deserve this because I did that, I ate this, that's why I got this, or I spoke like that to that person, that's why he's retaliating, or something like that. Continuously we tend to analyze and pass on a judgment, and this happens continuously in our mind. And this over analysis and over judgment often drains away all the useful energy from our body and mind. They say that if a person laborer, a person who does a lot of labor morning till night, in the morning till evening in the hot sun, the kind of energy he spends, that is still lesser than the energy we spend without even moving a single finger and sitting in a chair, just by analyzing and judging things, people, and ourselves. We spend more energy in a negative way. We drain ourselves completely with this energy. So we can practice non-judgment. This is something we can easily practice every day. So in non-judgment, in the practice of non-judgment, what we have to do is, all we have to do is, we need to, like, initially we can just say, now it is 7 o'clock. From 7 to 8, I will practice non-judgment. That's all. From 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., whatever time you decide, I will practice non-judgment for this 1 hour. So for this 1 hour, I will accept whatever is happening. I will not question anything. I will not analyze. I will not pass any judgment. I will do my work. I will not stay idle or sit without doing anything. I will do everything, whatever is needed, but I will not over-analyze, judge things or people or events or myself. I will not judge anyone. So this practice of non-judgment can be started with 1 hour a day. For example, see, if tomorrow you have an examination, serious examination, and you have so many other works also to do, but what will you do today? You will say that I will prepare for the exam tomorrow, and after completing the exam, then I will think about all other things. Right now, my only focus is exam. Like that, for this 1 hour, I will not think about anything else. I will not analyze. I will not judge. I will just accept whatever is coming for this 1 hour. After 1 hour, I will think about other things. So like that, we can start with the practice of non-judgment for 1 hour a day, every day. And slowly, whenever you feel confident, you can practice extended periods of time, this non-judgment, maybe 3 hours, 6 hours, or the complete day. You can say that whole day, I will not judge anyone. I will not judge any events. Many things happen and we don't know the exact reason. We tend to understand it with our limited, this thing, but maybe there is a higher purpose for all these things happening. So we can just leave them just like that, and we can practice it for some time, non-judgment. Doesn't mean that you should not plan, or you should not, think about what's happening, and you should not analyze, and it's not like you are not losing your power of analysis or something like that. It is only the over analysis or over judging things which we are doing, that we need to try to control that. So you can also practice. So meditation, silence, and non-judgment, all these 3 things you can practice every day. You need not spend a lot of time while practicing non-judgment. You can do whatever you are doing, whether you are working, you are exercising or whatever you are doing, you can just continue. But all you have to do is see that you are not analyzing and judging things or people or events or yourself. That's all. So that is one thing. And meditation also, like as I told you, it's not like you have to do meditation only in a fixed time. Meditating is focusing your mind on one particular thing. So when you are focusing your mind on any particular thing, whether you're brushing your teeth, you can do meditation while you're brushing your teeth, just by giving complete undivided attention only on brushing your teeth, or you're washing your dishes, or you're polishing your shoe, or sitting before your computer and doing some work, or whatever you're doing. If you are giving undivided attention on those things, only on that particular thing, then you are meditating upon that thing. If you are listening to someone, just you are listening to my words and you are not thinking anything else, then you are meditating. So even in a hospital, when people take massage or any other therapy, we will ask them to completely focus on whatever therapy they are getting done. Like the therapist is putting the hand on the body and putting pressure, and what is happening? Blood is flowing, muscles are getting relaxed. Just observe only that and don't think anything else. That is also a meditation. So meditation can be done, can be practiced whole day. Whenever you are doing any work, give undivided attention to that particular work and it becomes meditation. So meditation anytime, silence one particular time, fixed time and fixed place. And as I told you, non-judgment, start practicing it for 1 hour a day, like that. If you have any questions on these 3 things, I will take. And we also wanted you to practice affirmations and visualizations. Yesterday I wrote about few things about affirmations in our group. So I hope you made your own affirmations. Affirmations are more like mantras. Girigaru, you asked about spiritual practices, right? So
Yeah.
so you can say this is one kind of spiritual practice. You know when we chant some mantras like Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave. This is a mantra. And this is also an affirmation. Like you are just visualizing that everyone is happy, healthy, prosperous, and you want everyone to be in that state without any problem, without facing any problem, including yourself. So that is a mantra, or you can also say it is an affirmation. When you chant it in Sanskrit, it might sound like a mantra, but if you say the same thing in English, it becomes an affirmation. So all the things which you want you to happen in your own life, all the beautiful, great things you want to happen, you just write that as if they are already happening and just chant them in different intervals of your life in a day, maybe 3-4 times a day. So it's like you are tuning your mind and you are taking it to the next level where the mind will manifest the change which you are expecting, which you are trying to affirm. So that is a beautiful practice, and you need to experience it by doing it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I will share my own experience with affirmations basically.
Yes.
So one of the things that I normally do, I mean, I've been doing it anyway. I normally do is if I have something scheduled for the day.
Okay.
So I know what's going to happen, but I don't know what the outcome is. So what
Yes.
I usually do is before I go get into that event or whatever it is, I think of myself doing all good things. Like they may react in a negative way, or things may go bad or whatever it is. I kind of think that it is going to be positive, it is going to be good, but my behavior will be positive only, is what I look at. It's like practice that I do. So something like whatever that we do, we usually do practice, right? So
Yes.
same thing that I usually do it in my mind. So it actually works out really, really well. So whatever that we think is mostly going to happen actually, which we don't usually realize.
True.
So this happens.
Yes. So that's a real world experience which you are sharing, and it is true. Actually, it is true with many people. Yeah. So we can give a nice form to these thoughts with nice vocabulary, whether it is in Telugu or English or whatever language you prefer. You can just make the sentences seem authentic and nice to listen, and you can just repeat it, visualizing and affirmations along with visualizations. So we can also set aside some 3 to 5 minutes for visualizing whatever we want to happen. We can just close our eyes, and on before our mental screen we can just visualize that as if they are already happening. So for our patients, some patients who in fact some patients they have their leg paralyzed or they are unable to walk, so we tell them to visualize as if they are already walking, they are running, they are climbing stairs. And we have seen miracles happening literally when they do it with with all their heart, with all their intention, determination, and this thing. Then they do it slowly, they start walking, they start developing the movement in their muscles and all. Of course the medicine and treatments also will help. It will increase. It acts in a synergy, both the visualizations, affirmations, and the therapy. The therapy's effect will be increased in a many folded way, many times, just by doing this visualization, which is what we have seen. So in the same way, whatever we want to manifest in our life, we can just visualize. Can visualize ourselves becoming happy and prosperous, doing things which we always wanted to do. So that we can practice every day for some time in the morning. Morning time is the best time to practice affirmations and visualizations. So if you have any doubt regarding affirmations and visualizations, you can just ask me. And we have all our doctors here, Dr. Kavita, Dr. Sushila, Dr. Tulsidas. I think both Dr. Tulsidas and Dr. Rajani are there on one listing. So if you want to ask any specific questions to your health coaches or doctors, you can do that. Or Sushila, you want to tell something? Sushila?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I hope everyone is following all the 66 tasks and any additional personal tasks. The number is big, but by this time, like today is already 8th day. So by now, everyone got accustomed with the new schedule and enjoying it actually. We have seen this in past 3 workshops. Initially, everything will be like chaos for them also and for us also. But as time goes, they really start enjoying seeing the changes and everything. And we too, we also get very wonderful feedbacks from there. So we also start enjoying that. So hope you all see those changes and have fun while doing all the tasks. And please feel free to ask any doubt at any time. Like any, you can message your health coach or me or Dr. Sundar, and we'll try to clear all your doubts and be a big support for all of you. So let's inspire each other and let's be happy, healthy, stay safe and everything. Okay, bye. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sushila. And Tulsidas and Rajni, I would like you to say a few words. You can just say hi, or you can just give any instruction which I have missed or anything. Tulsidas and Rajni or Kavita. Yeah.
Hello,
Tulsi.
sir.
Yeah, Tulsi. Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, in my group, only Venki Gar is available right now, I think.
Yeah.
So, rest of the members are.
Yeah, but others also will watch the video afterwards, so you can just say something.
Yes. In our group, Venki Gar is doing good, and his wife also doing well, I think.
Oh.
So right now, So both are following the tracker. Okay. So for rest of the members also, so do well and follow the tracker regularly and post it in your individual groups and nothing more else. Thank you.
Thank you, Tulsi. So Rajni is also there.
Sir, Rajni at home only. So I'm in at hospital.
Okay.
So she don't have signal. That's why.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, sir. Right.
So Dr. Tulsi told about this tracker. Posting it regularly, judiciously, 2 times a day is very, very important, because when we have something to track our progress and we have to manually tick it, and when someone else is also watching our tracker and watching our daily routine progress, so it creates a huge impact on the way we plan our activities, and the way we will get extra motivation when someone is also watching. So initially, just to get accustomed to all these things, we need to fill the tracker and send it regularly. That is very, very important. Yes, Dr. Sushila Murthy wants to add some more things. Yes, go ahead, Murthy.
Yeah, first of all, my atta is there, my paternal aunt is there in this group, Krishna Priya. So I really want to appreciate her for her age. She is too active. She's more active than us youngsters, and she's very prompt in doing in everything, every task. And she already has this habit of getting up at 4:30 and all. And their home is like a beautiful, farmhouse in Simhachalam. So she's enjoying the new tracker also with lots of energy and enthusiasm she's doing. So I want to appreciate her on this occasion. And I want to tell everyone about one thing, that is, besides filling tasks and all, the health tracker and all, please do note your personal goals. I think all of you had already talked to your health coach regarding that. But personally, you also write for yourself all your personal goals and make sure you have done at least one small thing to address one personal goal every day. Like these 14 days, you have to concentrate on all those goals. At least you have to initiate and do something in that way, okay, to achieve that goal, or to so do that thing and post updates about that to your health coach too. Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, that's a very, very important thing. Having our own personal goals. We all have personal goals, but we should start working on them. By now, you should all have, no. I hope you have started working on your personal goals, and take help of your health coach, and ask them in whatever way you can implement them in a better way. You can just ask them, take the guidance. You can also ask me. I will also try to help you in reaching your own personal goals. Maybe we might suggest you better ways to do it. Or 3-4 minds
Like
together can.
someone in my group who is very, very, very busy, who's a politician, he said his personal goal to read and write every day. But he doesn't find any time to do that. So I gave him some suggestions which might be helpful, like voice note, voice to writing note, or something like that, just to not to miss the thought and just to fulfill that goal. So you have to be creative in making your own personal goals, fulfilled.
Yes, like that. So so we have reached our time, 7 o'clock. This. So one important thing which we have to do while doing all the tasks is be aware of ourselves, be conscious, observe what is happening in your body while you are doing each and every task, while you are applying oil to the body, what's happening, while you are pouring hot water on your body, while you are bathing, what is happening in your body, blood circulation, what is happening to muscles, what is happening to your entire frame, the skeletal system, your body, everything. You can just feel it, feel what's happening while you are putting nasal drops in your nose, and afterwards what is happening. Each and every task can be performed in a better way while you are more aware of what you are doing. Be more conscious. be more observant. This will help you in performing the task very nicely, and you will get a better feedback from your body, and you will start communicating with your body, and body will let you know the most important things at a very very early stage, so that you will never fall prey to any ill health or any health problem. This is what I really want to stress today. So let us be more aware of ourselves. Let us observe our body. Let us start our communication with our body. Let us see that our self and our body stay in harmony with each other. So I can take a few more questions if you have. Otherwise, we'll stop it now.
ఒక చిన్న క్వశ్చన్ అండి వెంకీ.
Yes, చెప్పండి సార్.
ఇది మన స్నోరింగ్ అది తగ్గించాలంటే ఎలా? జనరల్లీ స్నోరింగ్ వస్తుంది కదా.
Snoring generally because of the constriction in the nasal pathway from nose till the lungs. There are so many bronchi and bronchioles, air tubes. If there is some constriction somewhere, generally there will be a sound while we breathe in or breathe out. So the nasal drops which you are putting early in the morning, they will help to clear these blocks in the nasal passages. And in the night, if you put the same drops before sleep, they will help in a better way to sleep without any obstruction in the air passages. Of course, we have specific medicines like Anutailam and Shadbindu Tailam, which will open these channels in a better way. But if you can get some medicine like Anutailam in Amazon or some online portal or Indian stores, it is much better. Or even if you get neem oil, Nimba Taila or neem oil, Vapanone, in any Indian store, you can just put one drop each in each nostril before sleeping, and remove all the cough or whatever comes phlegm, spit it away, and then sleep. You will see that slowly within 1 week, the snoring will come down. Very fast improvement will be there. So that you can try. Or you can just put til oil also, 2 drops of til oil before sleeping. That you can
ఓకే. అంటే మార్నింగ్ వేసుకునేవే నైట్ వేసుకొని చూస్తాం, ప్రాబ్లీ 1 వీక్ డిఫరెన్స్ తెలుస్తాం.
ఒక 1 వీక్ లో డిఫరెన్స్ తెలుస్తుంది. పడుకునే ముందు వేసుకొని చూడండి, చెప్పండి 1 వీక్ తర్వాత ఎలా ఉందో.
ఓకే, జస్ట్ 2 drops is enough. It's not like totally full అవసరం లేదు.
Only 2 drops in each nostril. అదే వేప నూనె దొరికితే కనుక 1 drop సరిపోతుంది.
ఓకే, వేప నూనె అయితే. ఓకే అండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
వెల్కమ్ వెంకీ గారు. సో we'll stop it here. Before that, we'll stop the recording, and thank you so much for sparing your time. Those people who were unable to attend this